Hello everyone, my name is Harpreet Singh and today I'm going to talk about indigenous worldview and group. Now our journey begins with the fundamental points of indigenous worldview. Indigenous culture emphasizes the interconnected of all living things. They recognize the equal contribution of human, animals, plants and nature. This perspective places great importance on one's contribution to oneself, the Creator, Mother Earth and all beings. Furthermore, respect for the land and its natural life is crucial is in the indigenous worldview. Now moving on our next slide. In this slide, we will discuss about the difference of the Western worldview. The Western worldview is also known as the in Western culture, humans are often placed at the top of the hierarchical structures, emphasizing individualism and competition over holistic perspectives. This approach has at times led to environmental misstatement and exploration. Indigenous worldview, in contrast, is circular and interconnected, while the Western worldview is the often linear and hierarchical. In next slide, we will discuss about my worldview. First of all, I will talk about anthropocentric perspective. According to my worldview, places human beings at the center of the universe and consider them as a most significant and infinite species. It, tend to, it tends to view other life forms such as animals and plants as sources for human uses and consumptions. Next is individualism. The focus on individual success, achievement, and personal goals, competition, and emotional gain are driving force in life, and self-interest takes precedence over collective well-being. The next is secular outlook. This worldview may not incorporate strong religions and spiritual elements. It is more inclined to rely on scientific and rational explanation and for natural phenomena and human existence. Utilization relation with the nature. The relationship with the environment is primarily utilitarian. Nature is seen as a source of resources to be exploited for human benefits. Conservation and sustainability are high priorities. The next is linear and progress oriented. My linear perspective emphasizes program and technical advancement. It value economic growth, innovation, and pursuing a better future through human advancement. Now we will discuss about the difference between my worldview and indigenous worldview. First of all, interconnected versus anthropocentrism. The indigenous worldview emphasizes the interconnectedness of all living things, while in my worldview is anthropocentrism, placing humans at the center. The next is collective versus individualism. Indigenous culture often prioritizes collective well-being, while the personal worldview is individualism, focusing on personal success and competition. Spiritual versus secularism. Indigenous worldview often have strong spiritual elements, whereas in my worldview, this example is more secular and relies on rational explanations. The next is respect for nature versus utilitarianism. Indigenous worldview prioritizes respect and harmony. Next point is circular versus linear. Indigenous worldview often have a circular holistic. In my personal worldview, lends toward a linear perspective, emphasizing progress and advancement. In next slide, we will discuss about an indigenous group in Canada, which is also known as Inuit. The Inuit people are an Inuit group living in the Arctic and subarctic region of Canada. An Inuit person is also known as Inuk. Their homeland is Inuit, which encompass the Arctic region and land, water, and ice. As of 2021, the Inuit population in Canada is 7,545, showing an 8.5% increase from 2060. Next slide, we will discuss about the language and culture of Inuit people. Inuktitut is the Inuit language which has five dialects in Canada. It features words formed by combining multiple morphemes, making the linguistically rich. The Inuit culture is diverse and rich, with highly skilled artists creating carvings and painting that reflect the daily life scenes. They also engage in traditional activities like throat singing and traditional sports such as kneel jump and high kick. Their diet primarily consists of traditional foods that are rich in protein and fat. In this slide, I'm going to discuss about the challenges and opportunities for Inuit people. Many Inuit communities face crowded living conditions with the lack of adequate housing and related health problems. They also have limited access to resources and are something subject to business explosion. Nevertheless, there are opportunities. We can highlight a successful business partnership between the Inuit and Canadian business people, showcasing the conclusion. The Inuit group offer a fascinating study of diverse context and experience. These are my reference section. So thank you guys for listening me.